Good morning. Good morning. Gee, it's great to start Fun Friday with coffee with Karma today. Good morning and happy Fun Friday. Today, we're going to step into the kitchen and get cooking with words. I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things that you can do to make writing easier for you. Now, a good cook knows the value of a good recipe and all sorts of things. So that's what we're going to do. So, the first thing you need to do is have fresh ingredients, right? If you want good food, you got to have fresh ingredients. You don't want that stuff that's been sitting on the shelf for a couple of years. Believe me, I know from experience that even if flour is old, it makes the whole cookie taste crappy.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So, your fresh ingredients. These are the base things that you need to make your book awesome, and that is your ideas. You need to have the right idea, which is why I wrote my book. All you need, it all starts with an idea so that you can get the right idea, and you want to do your outline, which is why I wrote all you need is the right roadmap. You pull those 2 things together, your ideas, a good outline, and it brings all the right fresh ingredients together so that your recipe has a chance of being good. Now, the next thing is the recipe, and that's actually the outline. The outline is your recipe because what you're gonna do is you're gonna say, "I have all these ingredients, but I don't need all of them in this book. I only need these ingredients." So your outline basically pulls together your recipe. If you're doing it right, if you follow the format, the framework that I talk about in All You Need Is the Right Roadmap, you pull in what your readers are going to expect to find in there. You're going to pull in what your readers are looking for, but not finding in other books. You're going to pull in your unique perspectives, your geek factor, your stories, your you-ness, and that becomes your structure of your outline. Next, you're going to add in some signature spice, and that is your geek factor, your unique voice. That is your you-ness. So you've got your fresh ingredients, your idea. You've got your recipe, that's your outline. That pulls together a wonderful recipe, but it's just an ordinary recipe until you throw in you. You. What makes you you? Your Eunice, which keeps making me think of Mama's Family. But anyway, that might just be me. Uh, Next, number 4, you want to be tasting and seasoning that recipe as it goes along so that you're making sure that you have the right balance of salt and pepper and turmeric and whatever you're putting into your recipe. And that is careful editing. Now, I've talked about this before. If you want, I have an entire podcast episode that's about editing. If you want that, put editing in the comment and I will send you the link. But you want what this is how I do it. And this is how I recommend that you do it because it saves you more. It saves you money, honestly. And that is edit it yourself, then get like a beta reader or a really good friend, or if you're really lucky to have married a good writer, your spouse, have them edit it and then send it to a professional editor. Then you get it laid out and then you have a proofreader read it because when you design it, it often, especially if you're designing it for paperback or hardcover, widows, orphans, weird breaks all happen during the design process, and a proofreader can help you find those. I usually proof it myself first and then have a professional because I always like having a second pair of eyes. And finally, most good recipes, unless it's like a salad, take some heat. You gotta cook it, you gotta bake it, you gotta add heat so that all the ingredients become a souffle or a cake or a pie or a casserole, hot dish locally here. Um, and that is your passion and your persistence. That's the heat. You have to have now obviously if you've chosen the right idea, you have passion for your topic, but you need to keep that passion going so that when you're talking about your book, you're still excited about it. I mean, honestly, I love It All Starts with an Idea. I am really excited about this framework that I developed to help you come up with the right idea so you're not writing the wrong book because I've written the wrong book multiple times. It is painful. It doesn't do what you want it to do. And you're like, why? Because you wrote the wrong book. So if you start off with the right idea, you won't write the wrong book. And then I, I'm I can't even express how excited I am about the book that dropped in February, which is all you need is the right roadmap because having the right roadmap, that outline, even if it's simple, whether it's simple, complex, or something in between, it will save you so much time. Oh my gosh. Without that outline, you go down writing rabbit holes. So those 2 books are awesome. The book that's dropping this month, I'm really excited. It's all about writing, publishing, editing, well, editing comes before publishing, but writing, editing, publishing, a little bit about the design. It's basically you've got your idea, you've got your outline. Now you're going to create the book. Yay. And I put in some of my best tips. I even busted some myths that might be preventing you from writing. It I should be getting it back from the editor today. I'm really excited. And then if all goes well, it will be for sale on Tuesday. Yay. So you bring that passion for your book and persistence. Persistence is so important because if you don't keep on keeping on and then market after it's done, it's all for naught. So there you go. 5 ways to creatively create your book. You've got your fresh ideas, which are the fresh ingredients. You've got your organized structure. That's your recipe. You've got your unique voice. That's your signature spice. You've got careful editing, that's your tasting and seasoning. Tasting and seasoning. And then you've got your passion and persistence, and that's the heat that brings it all together and turns it into a magical bundt cake, which, by the way, was my first book, Bonkers for Bundt Cakes. I love bundt cakes. So this is the end of this episode of Coffee with Karma. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week. Ciao for now.